it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today marks the beginning of Spookathon. So stay tuned and you can see what my TBR is and, well, what I end up doing for all of Spookathon. So stay tuned. Okay, so I figure I'll start out with my TBR and then each day I will vlog once a day and let you know kind of what I've done. We have a few challenges for Spookathon. The first one being thriller. Then we have a spooky word in the title, a book based on a childhood fear, orange on the cover, a spooky setting, and then we also have a buddy read. Spookathon is a week-long Halloween-y, spooky-themed read-a-thon created by Books and Lala and two of her friends. So let's get to my TBR. Okay, so for the thriller and the buddy read, we are reading, or I am reading, Stranger in the House, and I'm actually reading that on an audiobook. So here should be the cover. It's A Stranger in the House by Sherry Lapina. For spooky word in the title, I also am listening to an audiobook of Beauty and the Beast by Jennifer Donnelly. And then based on a childhood fear, I have a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. So this book's about a girl named Esther whose grandfather met death, and her entire family's been cursed to suffer one great fear in their lifetime that'll eventually lead to their grave. Her father, for instance, is an agoraphobe who hasn't left the basement in 6 years. Her twin brother, Eugene, is afraid of the dark. Her mother is terrified of bad luck. And Esther has spent her entire life avoiding anything that could possibly be frightening. And that's like elevators, small spaces, crowds, anything that might trigger a phobia is off limits to her. And she ends up stranded at a bus stop, swindled out of her phone, her cash, her list. But she's got her friend Jonah there with her. They face their greatest fears, one debilitating phobia at a time. Now, one of my fears was actually mentioned in that list, and that's small spaces. Ever since I was little, I've been claustrophobic, so that is my childhood fear one. And then we have, spooky setting. That was actually Beauty and the Beast as well, because it delves into death's realm. It's not quite a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but it's sort of a in between these parts. It's after Beast has given Belle the library, but before it's moved on from that. And it's kind of like in that time when she's first gotten the library. Death's realm is involved here. Next is orange on the cover, and for that I have Caraval. And it doesn't have much orange on it, but it does have some right up here. It has like red on the outside and then orange here on the end, towards the middle. And same down here, a little bit, not a lot. Anyway, this book is about these two sisters who have always wanted to go to Caraval. And when they finally get to go to Caraval, Tella becomes part of the mystery. And the mystery has to be solved in order to win the prize. So whoever ends up solving the mystery wins the prize, which is a wish. And Tella is part of this mystery. She's been kidnapped, and they have to find her to find the leader of Caraval and win their wish. This also would fit, I think, for a spooky setting because it's on a creepy, magical island where nothing's quite what it seems. Okay, so now on to what I have done for day number 1. I have actually finished reading the audio, or listening to the audiobook for Beauty and the Beast, so yay. And I gave that a 5 out of 5. I loved it. It was unique. And I could totally picture, because it's all based on the Disney Beauty and the Beast, and I could totally picture those characters, and it was great. I also started with Stranger in the House, but I'm only, I want to say, like 17% through. And then Caraval, I'm actually about over halfway. I'm on page 248. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I'd like to, tomorrow if possible, finish reading this and listen to some more of A Stranger in the House. If possible, I'd like to get to this on Wednesday. Okay, so it's day 2 of Spookathon, and I've been so busy today that I've unfortunately not had much chance to read. I actually haven't read any of my physical book, which I'm reading Caraval still, but I have gone through a little bit of my audiobook, A Stranger in the House by Sherry Lapina, and I'm like 23% into that now. I have to be out of the house like most of the day tomorrow, so I'm bringing my books with me, I'm bringing my headphones with me so I can listen to my audiobook, and yeah, I'm going to try to read as much as possible tomorrow because I feel like I'm falling way behind in this Spookathon now, so I need to catch up. Okay, so I will check back in with you tomorrow. So it's day 3 of Spookathon, and I think I've done pretty well today. I'm actually like right here on Caraval. I only have, let's see, I'm on page 325 out of like 402, so I'm positive I can get this finished tomorrow. And I'm at, I think, 32% on A Stranger in the House. So I believe I can finish this tomorrow, and I will hopefully start this, which I'm really looking forward to because I think this sounds so cute. But let's talk about this book for a minute. Oh my gosh. This book has sent me on a freaking emotional roller coaster today. I have been like, oh, and I have been mad, and I've wanted to throw the book, and I've wanted to scream at the book, and I've gasped, and I've been shocked, and I've stopped mid-turn to go back and reread something because I was like, oh my God, did I read that right? And I wanted to cry, and yeah, it's just been like all day. It's, this book. This book. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I also did a little bit of shopping at Kohl's, and I had like some Kohl's cash to use. So I have a little mini haul here where I bought these ridiculously soft sweaters. Like, oh my gosh, they're just, I don't even know how to describe them, but it's beyond soft. It's just like, oh, it's, I don't even know if you can tell, but it's just like so soft. And it's this pretty little, it's called Vintage Rose, the color. But, and it's got like this on the sleeves. So I got, I liked it so much, I got the same shirt in 3 different colors. So we have this one, and this one, and a white one. And because it's getting cold now, or colder, it's actually starting to feel like fall here. You'll probably be seeing me wear these soon. And then I got this like sparkling long sleeve. I don't know if you can tell the sparkles in it. There you go. Very sparkly. And it's just this pretty like minty green long sleeve shirt. And I thought it was cute. My little haul there from Kohl's today. I went in because I was like, oh, I have $10 Kohl's cash that I can use for whatever I want. And I don't have to spend anything. And then I went and I bought, let's see, these are normally $30 each, these sweaters. And I don't know how much this shirt normally is, $14. But this is on sale for $9, and the sweaters were on sale for $20 each. And so I had my Kohl's cash, and I had a coupon for 15% off. And so I ended up spending like $50 more on that after my Kohl's cash. But then I got another $10 in Kohl's cash, so I get to go back again. So this is how they keep me coming back and funneling money into them. Pretty much. Okay, so that is my check-in for the day, and I will see you tomorrow. So foggy. This is the Tennessee River. You can't see where the water or the land or the sky where they meet. It's really cool. Guys, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and technically it's day 5 of Spookathon, but I'm counting this as day 4 because I haven't gone to sleep yet. But I just wanted to update you. I finished Carval. Oh my gosh. This thing, all the way until the end of the freaking book, was just like this roller coaster with my emotions going crazy and never knowing what's going on and what's real and what's not. And it stressed me out so much. But I loved it. And, okay, when does the next one come out? I need it now. And I also am at 41% of my audiobook, A Stranger in the House. And that's very interesting. It's a really interesting book. I like it. It's another book that has me questioning a lot of things, like who's doing what? What's going on? What? But yeah, I am going to, where is it? I shall start this tomorrow, but for now, I'm asleep. Good night. So it's day 5 of Spookathon. I've been very productive today, I believe. I've gotten a couple of videos edited and uploaded / scheduled on YouTube, and I filmed a few. I went over to Riley's house today, and we filmed a special unboxing at her house. She has got the most adorable Great Dane puppy, and I fell in love with it, and we were doing a pup box unboxing, so you'll get to see that in the future. As far as my reading goes, I've gotten 69% as far as my audiobook goes, A Stranger in the House, and I am on page 47 of a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares. And I really feel for this poor girl because she seems to not fear anything, but she has so much social anxiety. I mean, I think essentially she really does fear everything. But so far it's a really cute story, and I kind of feel like her best friend may be an imaginary friend, and her twin brother may also be imaginary. I don't know, but it's super cute, and I'm enjoying it. I didn't get as far as I would have liked to. I wanted to try to get to page like 116 because that's about a third of the way through, but I'm just going to try to make up for that tomorrow and read a ridiculous amount. So only 2 days left of Spookathon. It's my goal to finish this and to finish my audiobook, and I will have met the challenges, so we'll see. All right, I'm going to bed. It's late. Good night. So ends day 6 of Spookathon. I am 83% through with my audiobook, and I kind of feel about the book because around 60% of the way through it, I'm pretty sure I have it all figured out. So unless some weird change of event goes, half the book I will have known what happened. So I'm kind of However, this book is fabulous. However, I do have to say, okay, so she's going through and she's facing all of her fears. And when we got to the chapter here where she was facing her fear of small spaces, I did not do very well. This is my book for childhood fears, and I am so very claustrophobic and have been so since I was a kid, and this chapter gave me so much anxiety. I had to stop a couple of times and just take deep breaths, and eventually I was like, okay, this is the worst part of it, and I had to get up and take a break because I was just like, my chest was so tight and it was so hard to breathe. So I got up and I took a break. A Stranger in the House, and I read that, I listened to that in an audiobook. Next was, the first challenge was read-a-thon. That was also A Stranger in the House. It was our buddy read. Number 2 was read a book with a spooky word in the title. And I actually read a couple that had spooky word in the title. We had Stranger. We had, I read Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book. And Beast is a stranger in the house. And I read that, I listened to that in an audiobook. Next was, the first challenge was read a thriller. And so that was also A Stranger in the House. It was our buddy read. Number 2 was read a book with a spooky word in the title. And I actually read a couple that had spooky word in the title. We had Stranger. We had, I read Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book. And Beast is a stranger in the house. And I read that, I listened to that in an audiobook. Next was, the first challenge was read a thriller, and so that was also A Stranger in the House. It was our buddy read. Number 2 was read a book with a spooky word in the title, and I actually read a couple that had spooky word in the title. We had Stranger. We had, I read Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book, and Beast is a spooky word. Hey guys, it is now the end of Spookathon, and I have finished reading this book, and oh my goodness, I have to say this is probably one of the best books I have read in a very long time. I had these moments where I was like, oh, it's so sweet, and I had moments where I was laughing. I had a couple of times when I've teared up. I had one time when I had my hands in my face in my hands and I was just bawling my eyes out. Oh, and then of course, the panic attack that this book gave me while trying to read about small spaces. But yeah, I highly, 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 highly recommend this book. It was so good. I'm also at 83% on my audiobook. I may listen to it. It's maybe an hour left on it. I may listen to it while I'm getting ready for bed and maybe I can finish it before I go to bed. I'm up way past when I need to be. So I will do my whole overall wrap up when I get up in the morning. All right, good night, guys. So we made it through Spookathon. I think I did pretty good. We had 5 challenges, and I managed to do all 5 of them and the buddy read. I read a total of 4 books. So our buddy read was A Stranger in the House, and I read that, well, actually I listened to that in an audiobook. The first challenge was read a thriller, and so that was also A Stranger in the House. Number 2 was read a book with a spooky word in the title, and I actually read a couple that had spooky word in the title. We had Stranger, we had, I read Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book, and Beast is a spooky word. Also, I read a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares, and nightmares, spooky word. Next was read a book based on a childhood fear. That's where this book comes in hand, because, well, it has lots and lots of different fears in it, and one of the fears in it is small spaces, and ever since I was little, I have been claustrophobic, and yeah, this definitely touched on that. I really, really, really enjoyed this book so much. When I went into it, I really thought it was going to be this light and fluffy and fun, cute book, and about this girl trying to conquer all of her different fears. And though it was that, there was a lot more depth to it than expected. This book really, really, really touched me, and it is one of my favorite books. I love this book so much. I cannot highly recommend it enough. It is, but if you do want to read this book, I need to warn you that there are a lot of triggers in this book, because there are a lot of different fears and a lot of other things that are not her fears, like abuse and self-harm, anxiety, depression, a lot of different subject matter in here. But again, such a good book. One of my favorite books of all times, I think. And it's funny because I went and bought this just for Spookathon because I needed something, anything for the childhood fear. And I don't have any books that have anything to do with my childhood fear that I know of, because those fears are still my fears. So I went and bought this. Thought it was going to be light and fluffy, and it was not light and fluffy, but it was so good. Okay, so the next challenge was read a book with orange on the cover, and for that I read Caraval. And there's not a lot of orange, but there is some right here in the middle. I also gave this book a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to the next book. This one definitely got a 5 out of 5. The Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book, I believe I gave that a 4 out of 5. And the buddy read, I gave that a 3.5 out of 5. It was not great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like super thrilling to me. But it was okay. Not something I'd ever read or listen to again. But this was a really good book. It also had number 5, which was a spooky setting, because they were on this kind of mystical, magical, mysterious island, and nothing's quite as it seems. And this book sent me on a freaking emotional roller coaster as well. Like, I was not expecting all the feels that I got from Spookathon. I was really surprised, but it was great. And I enjoy a book that really makes me feel something. If I don't really feel for the characters, then I don't know, to me it wasn't that great of a book. I guess I'm very character driven that way, but I actually had a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing this again next year. And I look forward to doing my read-a-thon on the 28th, and I hope you come back and join me for that. If you want to join me, I'll be doing hosting on Instagram mostly, a little on Twitter, but I'm going to use hashtag Mel's read-a-thon. I hope you join me. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do another 24 hours, stay up all night and day reading. And if you want to find out some more information about my read-a-thon, I have an announcement about that on another video. And guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it wasn't super exciting, but I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, bye!